Alright, hello people. Friday evening stream. Combat strafing mission on P-40 is underway. I've joined Finnish server. Hanska airfield is available, quite calm on a low level. And I will try my standard mission program, though it's quite late. Alright, hello. I've got video, I've got sound. Everything's set. And let's start. I like US Air Force, Army Air Force skin livery. Mm. 100% fuel, 700 meters convergence range, and all set. Spawning in. Standard procedure of checking out track IR. Track IR should be fine now. No, it's not. Okay, anyway. Oh. Okay. Elevator trim up to 5.5, that's going to be 70%, and radar 34% left. Engine start. Yes, I'm quite late. It's 3 hours 40 minutes left, but maybe I will be able to complete the mission and Maybe I will be intercepted or shut down. So parking brakes off. More than 1500 RPM to start moving. Taxiing without using brakes. About 1300 RPM for normal taxiing speed. Yeah, 1280, 1290 RPM should be okay. Manifold pressure gauge doesn't work yet. It's manifold pressure is too low. I didn't play P-40 for almost a month. This was unacceptable, but I really had no opportunity. To play my main P-40 strafing mission. That's main type of gaming experience for me. And taxiing speed is good. Power is set absolutely fine. Taxiing speed not too fast, not too slow. I do not use brakes, I steer only with my rudder. I like this type of airfields, Khanska is the best airfield for me on Kuban map. And quite boring and quite long taxiing before takeoff. After takeoff I will do simulated rejoin after takeoff pattern. By the way, I didn't yeah, the wind will shift me north, one click north, so that's why I need to add about 8 seconds to my, about 9 seconds I think, no, 8 seconds to my third and fourth left turns timings. So I will do third left turn 8 seconds later, and 9, and fourth left turn 8 seconds later. That's gonna be my adjustment for wind shift. Beautiful weather. It's quite cold always in multiplayer. You can see the summer all around you, and it's +2 degrees centigrade. Normal Russian winter actually. Temperature. Definitely another afternoon springtime temperature. Even in St. Petersburg region and Kuban is far south of Russia. Turning right, my rolling to start spot, readiness spot is right ahead of me. Fancy radar structure, radio tower structure, which shouldn't be here, but it is here. Thank you, Finnish server. That structure isn't on a landing strip. And let me just pick up my takeoff timing. Now it's 11:32:0. In 11:33 minutes 0 seconds will be my takeoff time. In 11:32 30 seconds will be my rolling to start timing. advance the throttle more than 1500 RPM to start moving. I do that standard operational procedure without using any brakes. I'm quite comfortable on P-40. I steer only with the rudder. .040 is my takeoff heading, plus minus 5 degrees, and in 5 seconds I advance the throttle slowly, gradually, in 5 seconds to 39 inches. Perfect, 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 perfect. That was executed 100% perfect. Technochat on. I will need it to set up my RPM. And retard the throttle 26-25 inches. Minus 10% elevator trim. Minus 5% more. And 5% more. .5% more. And 5% more. Retard the throttle. Retard the mixture. And I think 19 and a half inches gonna be enough for stabilized, straight and level. Okay, 33.0 was takeoff time, 38.0 will be my first left 90 degrees turn. Timing, I'm 450, 500 feet above the ground level. That's perfect. She's stabilized. I knew 1 meter per second wind speed is gonna be fine for comfortable straight and level flying. But you still feel the turbulence. Finnish turbulent pilots server is always turbulent, always. "60 seconds left till first left 90 degrees turn. Advance the throttle. Let it be 19.9 inches. I'm losing altitude. Advance the throttle a little bit more. let it be 20.4 manifold pressure, and 20 seconds left till first left 90 degrees turn. That's gonna be simulated rejoin after takeoff pattern. Five seconds left, bank left, 15 degree, advance the throttle, 1.5 to 2 inches pull up, watch your bank angle, watch your vertical speed, do not let her climb or descend, maintain 0 vertical speed, 15 degree bank angle. Okay, she has accelerated now and you don't need to pull up anymore. She's stabilized, turning left. My new heading's gonna be 310. So I retard the throttle, level up. Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. No any excessive airspeed, no insufficient airspeed. But I might say I should say I'm quite low. "35 seconds left till second left 90 degrees turn, and I should advance the throttle a little bit more, or I should climb while turning. I should climb somewhere here, 150 feet I should climb. 10 seconds left. Advance the throttle, turn left, pull up, let her climb a little bit. And new heading should be 220. Retard the throttle, level up. .6 inches should be okay. I should close my cowl shutters. It's cool enough, 2 degrees centigrade plus 2 degrees. This railroad bending, why she's, I really do not understand why she is losing her airspeed. The balance has changed so dramatically. I need 20.8, 20.9 inches. I'm not able to set that power. Lost 4 degrees of heading. Okay, my third left 90 degrees timing is takeoff time plus 13 minutes 0 seconds. That means 46 minutes 0 seconds, but I need to do adjustment, wind shift adjustment. Wind's gonna shift me north, 1 click north, 1000 meters north. So I will do my third left 90 degrees turn 8 seconds later and fourth left 90 degrees turn 8 seconds later, because my airspeed is about 88-89 meters per second, and I need to offset my rejoin after takeoff pattern 1000 to elongate my pattern 1000 meters south. So that means I need to, if my heading is 220, it's gonna be about 70% of this type of triangular geometry. So 70% of 1000 is 700 meters, and by my calculations I do those 700 meters in 8.5 seconds. So it's gonna be 8 seconds later. Not in 0 seconds, but in 8 seconds I will start my third left 90 degrees turn, and the fourth left 90 degrees turn I will start 8 seconds later either. Okay, 0 seconds, 8 seconds more, and turn left. Advance the throttle, 1.5-2 inches of excessive additional power. Watch her vertical speed, watch her bank angle, watch her nose behavior. She shouldn't pitch her nose up or lower her nose down. And my new heading's gonna be 130. Retard the throttle. Level up. No excessive airspeed at all. That means perfectly executed shallow turn. This is Hanska to my left. My target will be this rear depot. I will do very long and very boring low level route flying. Okay, 3 seconds left and turn left. So formation rejoin after takeoff pattern is complete, and I should wait a little bit more. As you can see, I've got some error, not 100%, not ideal, but still not too bad, not too bad. 040 is my new heading. Retard the throttle. Exactly those 0.5 seconds I didn't add were the reason of that offset left from the landing strip. But that's almost excellent, I've managed to do my wind shift adjustment fairly well. Next gonna be 180 to the right, maybe, yeah, to the right. Okay, let's do that 180 without additional power. I'm gonna let her descend a little bit. New heading's gonna be 225. This is my Cope airfield. I don't like this type of airfields. I like that type of airfield. Normal airfield with taxiing strips, landing strip. Once again, no additional power. I let her descend a little bit, but not too much, or she's gonna accelerate too much. Pull up, and leveling up. 225 heading, leveling up. She doesn't pitch her nose up too much, doesn't pitch her nose down too much, so no excessive airspeed, no insufficient airspeed, and let's keep low level. I've lost 5 degrees of heading, my bad. Advance the throttle. It should be 20.8 inches. Yeah, perfect. 20.7 inches. This is Belaya River, which means white river. And okay. And turbulence is there, doesn't let go at all. My route line will be very long and very boring. I like it. I like maximum combat radius missions. Even without a Bailey tank, P-40 allows you 200 miles, no, about 400 miles, 350 miles combat radius, which I like very much. The terrain altitude is quite realistic. It isn't constant. So to follow that terrain you should change your altitude either. And let's jump without changing airspeed. Change altitude without changing airspeed, advance the throttle and pull up a little bit, then level up and retard the throttle. Once again, jumping +5 inches, pull up, and very soon I should start climbing. Nose down, throttle backwards. Yeah, perfect. I'm 1600 feet above the sea level, or Cherub's 16. Atrocious turbulence, atrocious. I hate turbulence in this game. A little bit jumping once again, just a little bit, and leveling up. I don't watch my 6 at all. That's a very bad habit. And let's turn left, 210. I use very small bank angle, 3-4 degrees bank angle for any turn less than 30 degrees heading. That's atrocious turbulence, atrocious. Absolutely unacceptable. Plus 5% elevator trim. RPM up to 72%. Plus 5% more. Plus 5% more. Plus 5% more. Plus 5% more, and plus 5% more. Technochat off, I don't need it anymore. Advance the throttle. Close cowl shutters, let helm. Overheat a little bit. Quite cold. That's why I hate turbulence in this game. I hate Finnish server for constant turbulence. You cannot stabilize your airplane. I think that's absolutely unrealistic. More or less stabilized climbing. Vertical speed gauge isn't stationary because of atrocious turbulence. Technochat on, minus 10% RPM, elevator trim, RPM down to 43%. Minus 5% more. minus 5% more. Minus 5% more. Minus 5% more technochat off. Wait a little bit and retard the throttle. That's a layer of atmosphere without turbulence. I've managed to find out such a layer to pick and I've got Angels 5 altitude, which means 5,000 feet above sea level. Not AGL. AGL altitude will be less than that. Those are not mountains but big hills. I think up to 2,500 feet. Where I am now, I should be somewhere here, maybe. No, here. 1834.8 maybe. So Il-2. Such a nice without turbulence. I've accidentally picked up layer without turbulence. Closing cowl shutters to overheat my engine. I will need it on this engine. Standard operational procedure. She will cool down like hell, even with the closed cowl shutters. Okay, 20.6 inches of manifold pressure was too much. I've managed to reduce it to 20.4. I bet it will be not enough. But I should stabilize my P-40. Beautiful. This is very rare to find the layer without turbulence. Very rare. . how's looking. I should be clear. Yeah, I'm clear. I'm gonna make it without colliding with the surface of that mountain ridge, mountain top. And I should see top C to my right on a seashore, Black Seashore. Yeah, I can see the river junction to my 2 o'clock, probably this river junction. Let's bet I am 2031.9er or 1931.3. Maybe. Yeah. This is beautiful. Fine weather. No, that was 1931.4 river junction. So I should be somewhere. Yeah, I should be somewhere here. 2033.7. Let's wait and see if I see. I see that river in 2132.8.7. I'm somewhere here right now. Fly straight and level a little bit more, and I will do transition to stabilized descending attitude. Standard operational procedure of transitioning from straight and level attitude into descending attitude. Yeah, I know exactly where I am. I am 2032.4.5. Ashe, small village Ashe will be a terrain feature, and Lazarevskaya will be another terrain feature. I can say it already, that village. Okay, Technochat on. -5% elevator trim, RPM up to 72%. -5% more. -5% more. -5% more, and -5% more. Technochat off, I don't need it anymore. Retard the throttle. Was not enough airspeed. Or maybe that was turbulence, I don't know. Lazarevskaya, Asha and Lazarevskaya airfield. Tuapse should be over there. Let's turn left. A little bit additional power. Pull up. 300 new heading. .300 level up, wings level. And we're almost there. On low level I will do transition from stabilized descending attitude into stabilized straight and level attitude. Technochat on. Plus 5% trim, elevator trim. RPM down to 43%. Plus 5% more. And 5% more. And 5% more. And 5% more. Technochat off, I don't need it anymore. Advance the throttle, open up cowl shutters a little bit. Adjust your rudder trim, adjust your heading. I'm quite rusty, I didn't play for a month. .8 inches was too much. Let's make it 20.4, 20.5, 20.4. This is low level. 1 meter per second wind speed on a low level. So this weird turbulence physics gives you less turbulence if you've got less airspeed, less wind speed. I'm opening up cowl shutters to slow down. 50 feet is too much to my likings. I like to be lower than that. Lower than that. But she's overcooling like hell, so I will dive a little bit. Okay. More or less stabilized. Retard the throttle. 20.4 was too much. .1. Maybe it's gonna be okay. 20 inches. Almost. She's still climbing. I will get myself somewhere here and then turn left and go for this target. Retard the throttle once again. 20.6 inches. Now she should start descending, losing altitude because of insufficient airspeed. Because 100 feet, 90 feet, 80 feet is too much, 50 feet is too much, 40 feet is okay. Oh, and she's diving up right away. I think I should try and set 19.7, 19.8 inches. And that amount of power will give me exactly stabilized straight and level flight. I like to keep my elevator trim settings constant and change my airspeed. Not able to set anything like 19.8, only 19.6 is available. That's not enough. No, not enough. Not enough. This should be Gelendzhik, and turn on left, 285 new heading. Maybe I should turn north over here. Yeah. On Kabardinka I will turn north. I will not wait. Any longer. I will not do this. So I'm somewhere 1520.5 and turn right. And very soon I should turn right and on 000 heading and proceed to this point. Okay, turning right, additional power, bank right, pull up, stay above the sea surface, do not collide with the sea surface. Technochat on. Could I make it? I should be able to do. Shut on, plus 5% elevator trim, RPM up to 72%. Plus 5% more. Plus 5% more. Plus 5% more. Plus 5% more, plus 5% more. Throttle forward. I was too late. I was too late. My bad. I was too late. Yeah, I was too far from Gelinjik actually. Another mistake, navigational error. Minus 10% elevator trim, RPM down to 43%. Minus 5% more. Minus 5% more. minus 5% more. I lost heading. And minus 5% more. Retard the throttle, technochat off. Once again transitioning into climbing. Plus 5% elevator trim up and plus 5% more. And plus 5% more, plus 5% more, technochat off, advance the throttle, that was not my mistake. That was some atmospheric process, wind or wind slide or something like that. And transition into straight and level. Elevator trim minus 10% down, RPM down to 43%. Minus 5% more, elevator trim. Minus 5% more. And minus 5% more. Retard the throttle. Turn left, 330, your heading is maybe not 330, let's make it 345. And what can we see on our 1 o'clock? It should be Abinskaya. Is it Abinskaya? Yes. It's exactly Abinskaya. I am now 1222.2.5.1.4. Heading 145, I will get myself somewhere here. Will do brake right and start AAA suppression pattern, standard operational procedure on this rear depot. $3,000 feet is my standard route flying on P-40 combat strafing mission, and this is initial. This is AAA suppression pattern initial altitude. So I shouldn't climb or descend. Anymore. I can see this triangular lake Liman Garpusha. I position myself very well. Navigation is good. One mistake I saw, I was over here, I was here. Actually, I could get myself into a big trouble if some AAA area was here. I would get myself in a big trouble because of my own mistake. Close cold shutters, it's too cold out there. I watch my 6 from time to time, even though it's no one's there to intercept me. This is a railroad, this is a road. Yeah, this is a railroad and vehicle road. I've got plenty of fuel left, and let's hope my AAA suppression procedure will be successful. I will not be hit by flak, enemy flak. I think I can see the target already. It's a standard rear depot, the bigger one, not smaller one, and this should be smaller one. Now I am 09er to 1.6. I know exactly my location without GPS. And I can see my target. Perfect approach, I must say, absolutely perfect. Now I will turn right on 000 and I will do brake right standard operational procedure in 08 to 1.8.9er, turning right 3/4 bank angle. In case of formation flying, that wouldn't be delay turn, that's simultaneously performed turning. No one's playing this game in US. Server is empty. Combat box is probably full. Yeah, should be full. Okay, and I should start my transition into combat mode. Firstly, 3/4 open cowl shutters. RPM up to 72%. Manifold pressure 30 inches. And okay, all set. Wait a little bit longer. And brake right, brake right, brake right. The first pass will be without firing my weapons. I should determine where those flak units are to build up the next approach, next pass. I can see two of them. I need to determine where are those high rate flak units. One high rate flak unit I can see now. Where is another? Is it? Yeah, I can see you, baby. I can see you. I can see you. And I will build my approach next. Strafing pass. I build the straight line between those two flak units, and I will build my approach along that straight line, offset to the right. I just need to... What was that? 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 That's not fair. What was that? From where? From where? Yeah, unbelievable. I did everything. I did everything right to... What was that? Okay, my attack heading will be 180 probably. No. Yeah, 180, 165 probably. Yeah, I can see you, I can see you, I can see you. I can see you. That was a hit, that was a hit. I've got my track IR settings, I've been setting up my snap view, and I messed a little bit my neutral So that was Strafing pass, which was executed absolutely 100% well, and you should do decent evasive maneuvering, not like those guys doing. They do something like this, a little bit here, a little bit there. So such an incompetent way of performing your evasive maneuver. Now I should climb once again. I can see my target. Another decent airfield on Slavyanskaya on this map. I do not use my standard regroup pattern. I would like to use it on vehicle convoy, but this type of target, some reason, is inconvenient. It's inconvenient to use that standard. Once again, I do not use head-on approach. I turn, I accelerate, descend, turn and fire my guns. Not like other guys do. That was a hit. I couldn't do anything. I hate this random in old Il-2 we had no such an issue. That was a random random hit. I did everything right. this game is bad. I did everything right, absolutely everything. I didn't put a foot wrong. They couldn't, once again, I've been talking about that, they couldn't do normal physics. They could do normal flak unit physics, but something's wrong with net code, with multiplayer part of this game, and more entities you've got on the map, more units, more physics, and server's performance is deteriorating because of that. So they did some random hits. We had such random hits on machine guns in old Il-2 great battles. So this type of random hit is very, very familiar to me. We had those hits on machine gun armored cars in Il-2 great battles, but decent flak units, German flak units, were with the physics, and you could outsmart those flak units, outmaneuver, so you could work with. You had some random, of course, you couldn't do, but in this game, this is enormously stupid how they kill you. I did everything right, absolutely everything right. My altitude was changing, vertical speed was changing, airspeed was enough, not too much, not too low, and I was turning my heading. I was changing my heading, so that was an absolutely random hit. If you imagine yourself on that flak unit, you couldn't do so well. And some reason this game has never delivered decent strafing experience. So dear Jason Williams, please do everything in the right way without such simplifications. They make gaming experience unacceptable. So thank you all who might watch this. I knew that could happen. I just need to go on with my main mission type practice. That was a quite decent combat mission, and see you later. Maybe tomorrow, maybe I will do some 820 stream Russian speaking. Maybe I will not do anything. I don't know. So anyway, thank you for watching, and goodbye. See you later.